The United States has moved into the imperial phase of empire, leaving the republic, shifting to empire. And that's a pretty familiar life cycle for civilizations. And so we sort of roughly know what will happen. The first thing that's going to happen is that the energy and the power will vest in the executive and not the legislative branch. Congress will inevitably wither. It already is. They were not consulted before we took out the president of Venezuela. They had no role in this whatsoever. They have a constitutional authority here. That was ignored, as it has been many times in the past. When was the last time Congress did something of note? It's been a long time. And that, if you take 3 steps back, is probably not surprising. That's the way these things go. The power moves to the executive, to Caesar or the president or whatever you call him, to the national leader. And that trend will accelerate over time for certain, not decelerate. And that has all kinds of implications, one of which is national elections are now everything. It's always mattered who the president is. Now it matters more than ever because the president has the ability to act unilaterally in the way we just saw.
Shalom. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Makor Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, so this place is, obviously going from a republic to an empire, just as ancient Rome did, which is another indicator, all right, that this place is just modern day Rome, man. All right, falling the same way, upheld itself the same way and falling the same way. All right, and this is just an AI overview. The Roman Republic was a representative government with elected officials and a constitution focused on shared power among the Senate and assemblies, while the Roman Empire was an autocratic system led by a single emperor with centralized power beginning with Augustus. All right, so you see that transition in modern Rome, which is America. All right, focused on shared power, Senate and assemblies. This is the dream that they sell you on, democracy. Everybody gets to have a say so. You get your vote. I believe in ancient Rome, they did an election every year. All right, whereas America does it every 4 years. All right, but it's the same get up, man. All right, and it says the Roman Empire was an autocratic system led by a single emperor with centralized power beginning with Augustus. And this is what Nero 47 is representing, man. All right, he's not even consulting with the Senate or the government as a whole when he make his moves. This dude is the king, man. All right, he's the new Caesar. He's the Caesar. He's the emperor of this place, man. All right, it says the republic was marked by expansion and internal strife, leading to civil wars, while the empire brought relative peace, Pax Romania, but sacrificed republican freedoms for a centralized stability, with the Senate becoming a rubber stamp for imperial decisions. Okay, so even in the republic, you had internal fighting and civil wars, and you had that now. There's nothing but chaos in the street, whether it be ICE agents, all right, people protesting against that. There's many causes in this place that are the foundation for uproars of the people. All right, there's always some, let's say, battle, for lack of a better term, that these people are fighting against the establishment, man. And it's always some attempt at an upheaval of the government. All right, but the main point of this place turning into an empire is one man having sole control over the decisions in this place, and that's Nero 47 right now. All right, the Roman Republic government, a constitutional system which elected magistrates, assemblies, and the powerful Senate, designed to prevent one-man rule. All right, that's how you know it's falling, because one man is ruling right now. All right, and I believe, because back in the day, Depending on how old you are, you had to say the national anthem, or not the national anthem, the Pledge of Allegiance in school. This is about what, 2000, 2001. Every morning we had to, say the whole joint, man. And I remember one of the parts is for the republic in which it stands. All right. That's no longer going on, man. This dude, Nero, is the king. All right. So the Roman Republic, as America conducted themselves the same way, being designed to prevent a one-man rule, is a thing of the past, man. All right. It says power was distributed through wealthy patrician families, often held sway. Oh, pardon me. Though the wealthy patrician families often held sway, a complex systems of checks and balances existed. Or checks and balances meaning a equal distribution of the power, man. All right. Which we know is, these oil tycoons, these elite Edomite families are really the ones pulling the strings behind the scene. But it was still the smokescreen of democracy. And now it is just plain as day that this man is running things, man. In the military, as far as the republic goes, generals gained significant personal power, leading to civil wars that destabilized the state. A representative democracy that grew through conquest, but struggled with internal political tension. All right, you see that now. Although they are, as far as their conquest, the most recent one being in Venezuela. When Trump goes to, we're gonna go to Cuba, we're gonna go to Greenland, we're gonna go to Mexico, we're gonna stop the wars over there in Ukraine. One of the big points he stands on is he said he stopped 8 wars while his own country that he's, leading is crumbling, man. All right. This place is falling the same way Rome did. All right. When you go to the Roman Empire, it says an autocracy where power was centralized in the emperor, who was supreme commander, chief, judge, and priest. That's what you see now with Nero 47, man. All right. The emperor wielded absolute authority. The Senate remained, but served largely to legitimize the emperor's rule. All right. So the Senate was still there. All right. But they didn't really have no power. And you're seeing that now. All right. This dude is, jumping past every damn rule or regulation that this place has, man. All right, the military centralized under the emperor, enabling vast territorial control and the creation of a professional bureaucracy and Praetorian Guard. All right. So Trump is clearly Caesar. All right. He's the emperor, man, in this place. All right. The transition from a republic to an empire, exemplified by Rome, involves a shift from representative rule to centralized autocratic power, often fueled by military expansion, civil wars, and powerful generals who challenge existing structures, culminating in a single ruler taking total control, fundamentally changing governance, and concentrating power. This is what's happening now. All right, while the people's power is assumed to be the source, real authority shifts to an emperor, with figures like Augustus solidifying this change, making the emperor the ultimate patron. All right. This is who this dude, this is what's happening. All right, this is just an extension of Rome, man. It's going out the same way. All right, expansion and administrations says Rome's vast territories became difficult to manage with the old republican system of annually electing officials. They had internal conflict, which you see going on in a major way here growing wealth, power struggles between patricians and plebeians, and military factions created instability. All right, patricians and plebeians just being, modern day Democrats and Republicans. All right, the patricians being categorized as elites, and the plebeians being commoners. All right, just like you have what you would say are more commoners, or more of the working class being Democrats, and Republicans being the wealthy people. You know, uh, civil wars, clashes between powerful figures, destabilize the government. All right, you have powerful figures in this place going at it. Everybody has a problem with Nero. All right, uh, power. It was a power shift from the Senate to a single emperor. Representative democracy became centralized autocracy. Soldiers became loyal to generals, emperors, not just the state, with the emperor acting as the ultimate patron. All right. In essence, the republic couldn't handle its own growth, leading to internal power struggles that a single strong leader resolved by centralizing control, creating an empire. So we are now transitioning into the American empire. All right, all that democracy and everybody having a choice or a voice is just nothing more than a smokescreen, man. All right, this place is going to fall just like Rome, man. All right, uh, uh, military pressures, relentless invasions by Germanic tribes, and Hun stretched Roman defenses thin. Which America's defenses are thin too because they're so spread out. Having 800 military bases on the world. It says political instability, frequent civil wars, weak emperors, and unsolved succession system destabilized the government. All right, frequent civil wars. There's a civil war in the country right now. All right, everybody has chosen their side as far as whether they're left wing or right wing. Is the civil war going on right now? You know, economic problems. It says high taxation, inflation, and reliance on slave labor hampered the economy. It's high taxation, and inflation will come as, or even more inflation, which is hyperinflation will come, once these nations really start attacking the dollar, but this is the same thing that happened in Rome. All right, growing internal divisions, declining population, and debates over Christianity's role. You see that now. All right, even though we know that the scriptures ain't for them, but you have JD Vance, who's a big, I'm a Christian guy. They trying to act like they standing on the values of the scriptures. All right, internal division. You know, internal division politically. Race wise. This place is just in utter chaos, man. All right, the empire became too large to effectively govern and defend, which America is not going to be able to defend itself from all these nations as they turn on them, man. All right, the pride of thy heart have deceived thee. Pardon me. All the men of thy confederacy, you know, are going to, as I'm paraphrasing Obadiah, all the men of thy confederacy, all the men that they're in league with, are going to eventually turn on them, man. And as you see, this man is isolating himself. He's isolating his country. As he pulls out of programs, as he puts sanctions on people, as he put tariffs on people, as he invades, as I speak on Narrow 47, as he invades more lands. People are getting fed up with it. All right, and eventually it's going to turn into World War III. Second war has passed. The third war cometh quickly, you know. So, this place is going out, man, just like Rome did, man. These Edomites being, the sons and the daughters of the Romans anyway. Ultimately, the son of Esau, sons and daughters of Esau, but as they've taken on many names, being the sons and daughters of the Romans, man. And this empire is going out just like the Roman Empire did. All right. But I ain't going to hold you. I hope that video was edifying. Shalom.